Unfortunately, the knowledge about how to manage the farm wasn't sufficient at that time. So we were more or less relying at the mercy of nature. We knew that we should be doing pruning. And even at that time, when we were doing the pruning, people doubted whether you can get effective produce, because people thought that we were even destroying the trees. So a lot of people were even leaving their trees even at the end of every year. But I mustered courage to do the pruning every year. But we don't have much knowledge about the right time to do the pruning, the right chemicals to apply. And because we are relying solely on the mercy of nature, what the yield we were getting at every year was not encouraging. So that was the problem, initial challenge we had at the beginning. But with the contact of the agric officers, they started giving them some training as well. And again, the chemicals that were available at that time was like a trial and error. So we were trying our hands on so many chemicals. But because some of us, didn't have confidence in some of these chemicals, I would like to confess here that it's only this year that I've started applying fertilizer in this farm. I've never applied fertilizer in this farm. And again, it was only last year that I applied Paculo on this farm. Even though we were doing the spraying all right, but the yield was still very poor. I am Abrefa Mensah, and I am the owner of this model farm, which was selected by HortiFresh together with Bomat for a model or a pilot project. And the project started in September 2019. So as at that time, in fact, this farm, I started planting somewhere in 2009. So the highest revenue I realized at that time by 2014 was around 5,400. If you want to look at the quantity at the time, that could have been a kilo load of mango. So when the HortiFresh came in together with Bomat, we were provided with tools, equipment for pruning. Then it came together with orientations, capacity building for the farmers and other farmers as well. So we trained pruners together with so many farmers in the municipality. We were gathering here throughout the period. We were also giving training in the use of chemicals, selective use of chemicals, and targeted spraying as well. So that's also another aspect. Then, in addition, we also trained so far as all the activities and the targeted period for every year was also included. So for the farmers who came here, a lot of people brought their hands on the workers on the ground for them to be trained. And most of the farmers also benefited from the training. So from the capacity building and the technical information or knowledge that was provided by HortiFresh together with Bomat, we have seen a lot of improvement so far as our activities and the outputs on our farms are concerned. One, initially, we didn't have people to do any meaningful or useful pruning. So in that same year, even though when they came in September, I had done the pruning earlier in August. So when they came in somewhere September, around 15th September, in fact, I was reluctant because I thought that it was too late in that year for them to do a second pruning. But surprisingly, in that year, I realized about 65 tons or 65 bins of mango. That's a long vehicle. And there was a dramatic improvement in my revenue. In fact, all the good practices so far as pruning is concerned have been part of us. Initially, we were using cutlasses. We cut the branches, but we were taught on how to use secateurs and pruning saws. And now it is the order of the day. No farmer, so far as my knowledge is concerned, would like to use a cutlass. So now with the introduction of this project, all the farmers in the association now have embraced the use of secateurs and hand saws for the pruning of their mangoes. And again, there is a serious call for the training of pruners. Even though we trained some of them earlier, there is a high demand for pruners. And I do quite remember that about 2 months ago, we did a similar training for pruners here. But there is a high demand because every farmer wants a pruner. The way you introduce it, even though we have provided a series of trainings, so far as pruning is concerned. So that is another area, so far as the landmark of the project is concerned. So that's another important area. Then, in the area of spraying, there have been a very skillful and very useful and targeted spraying. So most of the diseases that were very prominent so far as mango production was concerned, now it's under control. In fact, since the project was introduced, it is on record that I've never realized or experienced any BBS on this farm. And Bomat will testify to it. I've never recorded any BBS on this farm. Then the other issue was insects. There's the fruit flies. Fruit flies, with the capacity building and the training you provided, we also realized that we need to use these traps, fruit fly traps. We introduce them, and again, this has also been brought under total control. So far as losses on our farms are concerned, we are able to control all these things on our farm. So there have been dramatic increase in the output of mangoes on our farms. Again, in terms of the training you give, we have a number of young men that have been trained so far as spraying is concerned and pruning is also concerned. So a lot of young men working on most of the mango farmers, are also engaged on most of the farm because of the skills we provided. So that is also another area so far as the project's output is concerned. Again, the timely performance of activities on the farms, like you are seeing today. We started with the pruning this year on the 25th to 31st of this month, and we completed it, and we even applied the first fertilizer on the 7th of August, and we are applying the second one, and you can see for yourselves how the trees have started flashing. So that is also another landmark. So far the project, the skills and the trainings we provided and the information and the orientations we provided is also concerned. Again, this particular farm, with the introduction of the projects, since we started implementing it, in fact, it has sold me personally and the mango project in the municipality. Because whoever passes here sees as exceptional. Why is this mango farm? We are not recording any disease like BBS. People have been chasing my farms, calling me in my house on phones. That why is your mango so exceptional? The quality of the fruits. So it is exceptional so far as the municipality is concerned. And I'm on record. Since you started this project, last year I recorded the highest output in the whole municipality. Even though there was a hazard last year, in fact the global warming didn't help any farmer, but I still recorded the highest. I topped all the mango farmers in the municipality. Even though people have bigger farms, 10 times mine. So that is also, might say that your contribution is your achievements. I attribute it to you. So what I want to say is that the project has opened our eyes, has helped us, and we think the capacity building we started, the orientations we started, the technical advice we provided should be sustained. Because now everybody is conscious. Initially, we're not applying fertilizer. I never applied fertilizer since I planted the mango in 2009 until you came in 2019. But with your technical advice, it jumped. So you can imagine a whole harvesting 65 bins of a mango in a year. You can imagine the jump or the gap. So to me, almost every farmer in the municipality is coming to me for technical advice. Why? Because of the orientation, because of the model project you provided. People are now adopting the use of fertilizer. People are adopting the use of Paklo. And flower induction, the use of potassium nitrates. And the results are there for everybody to see. So I think that you should be commended so much. And I think that this project should be sustained and continue, and it will help in the industry. To the people, the marketing, we have a whole lot. Once you leave Wenchi, from here up to the surrounding communities, when you're heading towards Tichman, they are all into mango selling vendors. You see by the roadside. And that has engaged these ladies for them to earn their daily income. So I think that the results is so tremendous that we should try as much as possible to continue where we started with. And in my life in particular, I think I should be thankful and very grateful to HortiFresh. And for all those who adopted all the teachings and orientations you provided, will also provide the same gratitude to you. So that is what I want us to understand. That, in fact, we welcome the project, we embrace it, and I think that we need to raise it to another level so that there will be more improvement as it has started. So that's what I have to say for now.